Welcome to a wet and greasy Alton Park in Cheshire for the penultimate round of the Thundersport GB Championships. And in today's show, we feature the motorbike accident law Formula 600 class. The championship runners include Ben Field and Richard McNeil. Welcome to Thundersport Plus.
Welcome to Thundersport GB Plus at Alton Park. It's the Thundersport GB build, of course, and this program we have selected for you the action from the motorbike accident law Formula 600s, a fantastically close championship, really poised at this stage of the season. The penultimate rounds here up in Cheshire, and well, a fantastic grid after qualifying. They're lining up down now, and I'm going to hand you over to Steve, who's waiting for us on pole.
The motorbike accident law Formula 600's on the grid. Some would say Ben Field, well, it's his championship to lose, but Richard McNeil is not done yet. Pole position here at Alton Park. Circuit is still wet. Second on the grid, Craig Sproston deserves a win really this season. Could he get himself in the mix here? Ben Field, number 14, well, he's got a lot of points. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. Does he gamble or does he just take the points? And so much progress from Tom McHale this season. He'll want a podium also.
Yes, Steve, thanks very much. A massive grid here. Hey, Richie's well up for this. They all are, of course. There we see Craig Sproston, and we'll move across to Ben Field. It was his rookie year last year. Hasn't been racing that long, but it's such an impressive performer, Steve. Ever since halfway through the year, he took his first pole and first win back at Cabell Park.
Yes, and since then he's not looked back, and he's built up a lovely championship lead. 62 points is his advantage over Richard McNeil on pole position, but these conditions are what Richard thrives in. And off the line, it's a good start there from Richard McNeil, number 22. He's going to go into Old Hall in first position, and Tom McHale from fourth on the grid into second.
Yeah, Tom keeping up his late form, because he is one of the biggest improvers over the last few events. There he is, that sort of day-glow yellow machine, limey yellow, in second place at the moment. We had Adam Oliver, Dan Chappell, Adam Boyle and Andy Dudgeon from the Isle of Man on the second row, Carl Wilkes and Dan Bray and Callum O'Shea and Dylan James on the third row, but it is Richard McNeil, the young man over from Northern Ireland, being shown the slippery surface flag. Do you know, I think they might have spotted that one out there at Shell Oil's hairpin. And look at this, Steve. Not just a great start, but he's put a gap on him already.
Yeah, that's exactly what he wants to do. He doesn't want any interference from any other riders. When we look through, that's Craig Sproston, currently third in the championship. Not a great start from Craig. He does prefer the dry conditions. These two races here at Alton Park, the penultimate round, silver and gold races. What that means is this race here is for normal points, 25 points to winner, 22nd, 16 for third. The next race is double points, so that could be crucial as far as the championship is concerned.
Yeah, lining up 3 and 4 abreast there, but they have to shuffle into line astern to get through his in one piece. Yes, in lots of respects, Steve, that puts, although this is the silver race, as somebody misses the chicane there but doesn't gain any advantage, stays on board, thankfully. Yes, it puts even more pressure on this race, because although, as we see a rider going down now, is that Tim Daisley there? Yes, it is indeed. He's okay, but he's had to park it up. Yes, it may only be for ordinary points, as it were, but you'd be desperate to stay on board and not break the bike, knowing there's a double point race later on.
Yeah, that's exactly what Ben Field's doing in third place there. Dan Chappell just going up the inside of Adam Boyle there through Lodge Corner and up towards the start-finish straight. But there's McNeil, the race leader, got a nice gap over Tom McHale. Ben Field then, series leader in third place. I would imagine he'd be just quite happy to, but there's no double points up for grabs here, so he'll be happy with third. Adam Oliver just going up the inside of Craig Sproston there.
Yes, Craig, I'm not sure will be too happy in the conditions at the moment, because he has dropped back those places, and that will not help his championship aspirations one little bit. There we see Peter Webster, 151, just running down the hill there. Oh, and a twitch over the top of hilltop by Richie McNeil. who's not backing off at all, is he, Steve?
I got to tell you, these conditions are really slippery. You can see here, it looks like ice through his chicane, and he is pushing it right on the limit. Have a look at him over Deers Leap. It looks fantastic. There's Adam Oliver once more, just up ahead of Dan Chappell, who's had a number of races this year where he's got himself up onto the podium.
Yeah, he's showed well at the front a number of times, hasn't he, Dan? He's also been off the machine a few times. Let's hope today's not one of those, but somebody has gone walkabout, because the marshals don't go legging it for nothing. Now, yellow flags down there at the exit of Hizzies. That's Max Simmons. He was racing very closely with Dylan James, and the flags have gone red, so the race has been stopped.
Well, as you can see behind me, that race has been stopped. It's going to be a two-parter. Richard McNeil had a pretty good lead there, so it'll be interesting to see what he gets up to in part 2 of this race. The circuit still not dry.
Yep, they're going to line up. Oh, as the rain comes absolutely hammering down, they'll line up in the positions that they crossed the line at the end of the last full lap, and it's watch the lights time. Sig goes walkabout, and well, here we go. It's the anxiety all over again, Steve. Benfield may have been riding a little bit conservatively then, but he's got to do it all over again, and Richard McNeil once again away from pole.
Yeah, well, this is advantage Benfield, isn't it? He's got a chance now to try and get away from Tom McHale. It is a two-part race, so I'll get the calculator out. It means that the times from the first part will be added on to the times from the second part. Richard McNeil back down to business once more. It's McHale in second position, Dan Chappell up to third, and Benfield in fourth. Yeah,
Benfield's plan there, I'm afraid, has just gone straight out the window. Wonderful start from particularly Dan Chappell, and Tom McHale showing that what he did once he can do twice, but more importantly, Richie McNeil, who's in the championship fight, leads this one. There we see Benfield from Kings Heath in Birmingham in fourth place, just easing his way through the Britain chicane, up and over Hilltop. Tom McHale there, number 4, in second place, leading the charge, followed by Dan Chappell and Benfield, but they are all chasing the tail of Richie McNeil.
Yes, good show there from 96. Callum O'Shea is getting himself up there. There's Craig Sproston third in the championship once more, but Rory Parker, also another rider from the Isle of Man, out in the top 10. We've seen some good races from Rory parts during the 2011 series, but you have to say that Richard McNeil here, there was a little bit of pressure on him at the start of that second race to try and build up that lead all over again. He has got 8 seconds to play with, so he doesn't need to do anything too silly, as Tom McHale goes into Lodge Corner in second ahead of Dan Chappell, and Adam Boyle is giving Benfield all sorts of problems here.
Yeah, it's a good charge by another of the talented youngsters. Adam Boyle up and over Deer Leap, but into Old Hall goes Richie McNeil. He's just got that comfortable advantage at the moment. Adam Oliver also making progress up there with Adam Boyle. There, a little further back, we see Kyle Wilkes, very promising youngster indeed, number 23, Kyle Wilkes. But Chappell's still ahead of field then, Adam Oliver.
That's Callum O'Shea, and just behind him, Richard Murray, looking to go around the outside into Cascades, and in the wet, that's a move that, well, you just don't really want to do.
Once again, Richie McNeil just leads them all out of shell oils, up through the chicane, and then over Hilltop. Once again, there is Adam Boyle. He'll be thoroughly enjoying himself here at Oulton Park. And green flag there, so somebody has made a mistake further back down the field, but the leaders all safely through Hizzies. And once more, this one of the older corners on the circuit there, the exit of what is now Hizzies, used to be called Range Corner back in the 1950s, because that's where the American servicemen who were billeted here during the war under George Patton, he was camped out at Oulton Park. That's where they had their rifle range down there. But Richie McNeil won't be thinking about that now. There's about a quarter of a lap to go, and he's got a handsome lead. But I tell you what, Steve, it looks as though it's all changing. Second place.
Yes, Benfield's up ahead of Tom McHale, but McHale had 2.3 seconds over him in part 1, so I think second's still going to go to Tom.
A good finish by Adam Oliver as well. He's right up behind McHale there, but there the checkered flag. And Richie McNeil, well, whatever happens over this two-part race, that is a cracking victory for the young man from Northern Ireland. And with the two parts added together, Tom McHale did finish second, ahead of Benfield third, Adam Boyle fourth, Adam Oliver fifth, and Dan Chappell sixth. And there on the podium, a very happy Richard McNeil, flanked by Tom McHale and Benfield.
Winner of that race, Richard McNeil here at Oulton Park. You are great in the wet. You looked fantastic. It looked a bit scary at times. I saw your dad on pit wall there. He was biting his fingernails.
Yeah, it was a good race. Got loads of grip in that race, so I just thought I would go for it as much as I could. Obviously, I knew with the pit board I was pulling a bit of a gap. It was getting bigger and bigger, but my dad says use my head in the second part of the race, so I did. And won the race.
You've got some points back in the championship now. It's a bit of a tall order to obviously catch Ben, but next race, double points. I take it you're hoping it stays a little bit damp out there.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to clear up, but double points will be nice in the bag. But I think Benfield is still raking in a lot of points, so maybe settle for second in the championship. But I'll just keep going till the end of the season. It's not over till it's over.
And anyone to thank us all?
Yeah, I'd love to thank my dad, my big brother, Darryl, my twin brother Daniel, he's here as well, and Jordan Burrows, and also a thanks to Team Polaris Racing as well. They're over here from Northern Ireland as well. They're helping me out a wee bit, so.
Well done.
Yep, thanks.
Great stuff there. We're going to take a short break and be back with more superb action from the Motorbike Accident Law Formula 600s.